Fala, apaixonados por futebol, bem-vindos ao canal. E o Richarlison, que não era um dos nomes mais comentados na imprensa internacional, mas que já faz um tempo que é o atacante de confiança do Tite, começou a Copa do Mundo destruindo 2 gols na estreia, com direito a um golaço de voleio. E é claro que o pombo virou assunto. Hoje veremos jornalistas da ESPN inglesa rasgando elogios ao nosso centroavante. Já se inscrevam no canal, assistam os outros vídeos que estou postando sobre a seleção e bora!
And this is obviously, Luis, not to take anything away from Gabriel Jesus, especially with what we've been seeing for Arsenal this season. But when it does come to Richarlison and goal scoring for Brazil, he is on fire. When he puts that Brazil shirt on, magic happens.
100%. What people need to understand is that during the World Cup qualifiers, it wasn't actually Neymar that was leading the way in goals. It wasn't Gabriel Jesus. It was Richarlison. Coach Tite doesn't really, he's a bit like Luis Enrique like this. He's not particularly interested in how well a certain player of the national team is doing with their club. He just wants to make sure that they're ready to go for the national team. Richarlison, when he puts on that Brazilian shirt, he becomes a Romario. He really is that clinical, and he showed it once again today. But to your point, listen, not taking anything away from Gabriel Jesus. What a tremendous season he's having so far with Arsenal, but Richarlison is the #1 selection for Tite out front.
We might have known, though, some of the plans. Obviously, we'll see what happens with Neymar. But Neymar, where he gets to corner, goes for an Olympico early on. I think that gave us a little taste of what was to come from Brazil, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he was using inspiration from Aston Villa's very own Douglas Luiz, who's been doing that in the Premier League every week. Yes, I used an opportunity to talk about Aston Villa.
Of course, you always do this.
I know. But, you know, they wanted to go for it, right? I mean, what do you think, Kay? Do you think that it was more, because I was reading things like Serbia have been awful. It's like, it's not that they've been awful. It's that when you are faced against not 1 or 2 Godzillas, you're faced with 11, including Alisson, by the way. What are you meant to do? You have to rely on your physicality, on your aerial strengths. And for Mitrovic, who actually had a really good first half, to rely on that strength to hold the ball, I think it was more, this is Brazil. This is why we have them so high up. This is why I have them as favorites to win the whole thing. And Serbia was paying respect to that. Is there an argument to be said, a little too much respect? I don't think so. They were just like they came up with a plan, and eventually, you know, they just had to succumb to the greatness that is this Brazilian side. They are that good.
Yeah, I think a lot of things were quite telling when you do talk about the stats. The first corner of the night, Serbia, didn't come till the second half, the 58th minute. It just shows you.
Yeah,
exactly. Just an absolute domination from this Brazil side. It feels like wave after wave, though. You're talking about all that attacking talent. You're talking about who Tite can bring off the bench. No wonder. And Brazil off to a great start. The favourites going into this tournament.